What if I told you that 5 simple AI assistants could replace $50,000 worth of consulting, data analysis, and project management work? And you can build all 5 in less than 30 minutes, starting right now. Stay with me. I'm about to show you exactly how. I'm Tim, founder and Chief Transformation Officer at AI Operator. We've helped companies like Google and Recharge transform their operations. If you're a founder, consultant, or business leader spending thousands on freelancers, analysts, or project managers, or if you're drowning in spreadsheets, meeting notes, and content creation, this video is for you. I'm going to show you 5 essential custom GPTs that act like specialized employees, handling the work that typically costs $10,000 to $15,000 per person per month. Here's what we're building today. 1. Precision Pen, your writing assistant that knows your brand voice. $12K a year freelance writer. 2. Data Insight Analyst, analyzes spreadsheets and finds insights CEOs pay $15K a month for. 3. Project Navigator, manages your projects like a $10K a month PM. 4. Research Pilot, does competitive research that consultants charge $5K per report. 5. Custom Reply Pro, handles customer communication in your exact tone. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build each one, and I'm building them live, mistakes, fixes, and all. All right, I'm in my team's plan. So I will go to GPTs, explore, and I will create my first GPT. I call this beginner mode and I call this advanced mode. And on the right section here, you have your preview, your testing grounds. Let's tell what we're building. Writing content GPT for emails, proposals, copy. That's it. It's updating the GPT. All right. As you can see, it's already started some conversation starters, a little bit of a description. Let's give this writing focused GPT a name. I do have a name in mind, Precision Pen. Here we go. The GPT is now called Precision Pen. So now if you go on the advanced mode, you'll see that there is already some instructions. It's very light, right? You can have 8,000 characters in here, and we want more details, more customization. Let me just create this so we don't lose it. Let's view that GPT for a sec. All right, so I've created my first draft GPT. It doesn't have enough details. It's a little bit weak. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to actually start a new chat. And I'm gonna say something like, I'm creating a GPT called Precision Pen. I want this GPT to have a brand voice at AI Operator. Check AIoperator.com. Also check our Notion, check our Google Drive to understand how we write things and so on. Also maybe check a couple of my emails in my Gmail to understand how I write emails. Do a proper research on our brand voice, on the specific things that would make this GPT instructions incredible. Here's a draft that I already started. I put that draft that I have and I told it to check all these things. I'll make sure that I have my connectors on, right? My Google Drive is on, my company knowledge. I'll put my company knowledge, Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive. And I've told it that I'm creating this thing and I asked it to go and check for our brand voice. What's really cool is that we're hacking our way by bringing context that already exists. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to do this preparation ourselves. We can let ChatGPT help us research our brand voice, how we do documents, emails, how the company does their website copy, and so on. As you can see, it's already searching in internal apps. Here we go. You can see that it's going through my Google Drive, looking at some Google Docs. Great place to understand how we write things. It's now looking at some of my emails. Perfect. It's defining a brand voice. It's now looking at even some spreadsheets. In about 58 seconds, it has found the brand voice. Ooh, this is very good. I want this now. Create a proper custom instruction for a GPT. Don't include sources, but make sure to use up to the 8,000 character limit and make it very detailed. Here we go. I'm expecting now some clear instructions. I will copy this and I will go back to my GPT, to my Precision Pen. I'm going to edit my GPT and I will open this up and I will add my instructions in here. Let's delete this. You can also delete it, this whole thing, so it starts right away. This is perfect. Close it. Cool, my instructions ready. You could put your conversation starters, like what would you like to do with it. You could also upload some files. I'm not going to do right now, but you could have a brand voice file that you could upload. You could upload some really good customer response examples. You could upload some great email examples, some great document examples, some templates of how you write things. You can add up to 20 files totaling in 10 gig. You can choose your recommended model. For writing tasks, I will go with GPT-5. I know a lot of people that will say I still love GPT-4o's writing. I'm okay with GPT-5's writing, so I would go with that, and I suggest you do that. For this, do I need web search? Yes. Would I need canvas? Yes. Do I need image generation? No. Do I need code interpreter and data analysis? Potentially not. Of course, you can leave all the capabilities, but it could use a capability when you don't need it and would waste your time and make more errors. So better to choose which capabilities you want this GPT to have. Of course, you could have also custom actions, which I'd have to cover in a different video. You could create it so that it talks to different APIs. What I would do is I would make it talk to our newsletter tool called Beehive. So from here, I could post right away a newsletter, or I could also create an action that creates a draft in our Framer website CMS on our content management system. So when I have a blog ready, I could just say create a draft on our website, and I would have a draft for my team to review and publish. Say this one is okay. Let's update this. Our first GPT precision pen is ready. Let's create the next one. We go to beginner mode again. All right, let's build our data insight analyst. Let's put data analyst GPT for spreadsheet reports and insights. This is basically a GPT to create GPTs. That's what OpenAI has done in here. I had the name already in mind, data insight analyst. It's going to try to create this profile picture again, but it's been having trouble the past few weeks in creating images for the GPT's profile picture. As you can see, this time it didn't start the conversation starters. It did some problems here. You could get little buggy things, but here we go. It's updating it now. You could also continue on here, but as I mentioned, I like to go on here. Oh, okay, this is a little bit longer. This is good. Let's customize this. I copied that. I'm gonna go on a new chat, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm creating a custom GPT called Data Insight Analyst. I want this GPT to be my assistant as a founder to help me analyze spreadsheets, reports, find insights. I want this to be, like a big 180K a year data analysis that I have available to me. I've already started with a draft, but check our Google Drive for some spreadsheets, check our docs, and understand what AIoperator.com, my company, is as well. Customize the GPT instructions to be a very, very incredible data analyst for my business and for me. I've sent that out, and I didn't even switch models, but I see because I'm asking about documents and so on, it's gonna go to some thinking model. It's reading Google Drive. Cool, it's done some research. It's understood our company and how we do things. It looked at some spreadsheets. And here's the system instructions, the core prompt. This time it decided to put it inside a nice little code block, which is good. All right, it kind of separated all of that. Let's do this. This is for a custom GPT, so please give me only the full custom instructions for the GPT and nothing else. Make sure it's detailed. As you can see, it tried to give me some temperatures, some top P. This is for OpenAI's Assistant API. So inside the OpenAI API, there is a feature called Assistant. And actually behind custom GPTs, what they're using is that Assistant. In the OpenAI platform, you can fine tune even more settings. Do you really need to do this? Not right now, but if you do want to go even more advanced, you could create these assistants and have temperature, top P settings, and many other tools that you can use as well. But that gets quite technical. And it can't be used in ChatGPT, and it won't be included in your package. You'd have to pay per token on the API. All right, let's go back to our GPT. Let's now change that instruction with my new instructions. All right, I'll clean it up a little bit here. All right, let's close this up. I have already some conversation starters. I'm happy with it for now. This is a bit more important than just writing some content. We want some reasoning. For the sake of speed, I'd go with GPT-5 thinking. Here we go. I don't want any kind of new web search for my insights. I do want the canvas, I don't want image generation, and for sure I do want code interpreter and data analysis. I could put custom actions in this as well to go to our CRM and pull data, to go to different tools that we have data and pull in that information. But let me create this for now. We've got our second GPT, Data Insight Analyst, running on GPT-5 thinking. That's really cool. All right, let's create our third GPT. Let's go back to beginner mode. Here we go. This number 3 is project management. This one's personal. I manage a lean team and this GPT knows every project we're running. It's a very simple instruction I give the beginner mode. And this is a bit tough because the GPTs cannot use the connectors yet. This GPT would need custom actions. As we can see, the image generator doesn't work. I said that's fine. I will do the same thing. I will take the instructions. I will go to a new chat. What I could do though here is to make sure, because our projects are in Notion mostly. So what I'm going to do is I'm building a GPT called Project Navigator. This is my project management assistant. It should know all of the projects we're running, the goals at our company, and so on, to be able to be an incredible project manager that helps me manage all the projects in our company. We run on EOS. We have EOS accountability chart. We have L10 meetings. You'll see that. We have quarterly rocks. So check Notion to understand how we manage projects and help me create incredible custom instructions for this custom GPT. Here is a quick draft that I started. Here we go. I put my draft. I've let my Notion connector on because I wanted to go on Notion and understand our projects, rocks, and things that we do. So I believe very soon we are going to have connectors with custom GPTs, because Agent Kit, which I have a video, in that video you can understand the vision is that Agent Kit is going to connect to custom GPTs. And when that happens, we will be able to connect all the connectors in Agent Kit to go and check all my projects, to update my projects, to update our tasks, to create new tasks, and I will connect it to this custom GPT. But for now, what I could do is create custom actions. One great custom action could be to connect it to Zapier. As Zapier is connected to 8,000 plus tools, it has some great actions in Zapier. So I could give this custom GPT all the actions that I have in Zapier to my Notion, to my Google Drive, to my Slack, and so on. And it could make decisions of which tool to pull and which tool to use when it's needed. So the Zapier custom action could be a great one. It's reading my Notion. It couldn't find explicit EOS terms, but it did find out rocks and metrics. So it's understanding that there's evidence in EOS system. EOS is Entrepreneurial Operating System. Here we go. We got some instructions. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. On prep L10, pull latest metrics and flag variances. For this, I'd have to give it some custom actions. That's perfect. Can you give me the clean custom instructions and nothing else? Make sure it's detailed. Here we go. I got my clean custom instructions. Let me copy those. These ones look quite long. Let me go back to my custom GPT. Let me replace that. Here we go. Let's clean it up a little bit. Close it. I'm doing a quick search. As you can see, Zapier AI actions, AI platform, GPTs. And here what I love is that you already have this little link to create a GPT. So you can come back, you can copy that. If you have a Zapier account, you can come back in here. You can go on your create new action and you can import from URL. I can click this. You can't see it, but it is there. You can import and you have your whole Zapier schema on here. And it's going to list the available actions and it's going to run actions accordingly. You can test this when you connect. So what I would also do is to come to Zapier here. It does have some instruction for GPTs. I would take these and go back to where I was chatting. And I would say something like, can you add these type of AI action rules to my custom instructions? And of course, I'd have to decide which actions I want, like Gmail create draft or whatever you want. I think mine would be a lot of Notion, create project, create task, pull task, and so on. Then I would spend a bit more time to make sure we have some AI action rules. And then I would copy paste this custom actions and I would have that in place. For the custom actions, you'd have to have your API key, of course. You get your API key from your Zapier, put that in here to make sure that it can connect to your account. And you'd have a bunch of action here. And I wouldn't want web search. I would want canvas, no image generation, potentially code interpreter and data analysis. Here we're starting to get limited, as you can see. You cannot have custom actions with GPT-5 Thinking or GPT-5 Pro. I'll use GPT-5. And here we are. I have my third GPT, Precision Pen, Data Insight Analyst, Project Navigator. All right, let's create a new one. I tell this is a research GPT. This is for competitive analysis, market research, and trend reports. I had a name for this as well, my research pilot. I give it my name. It's gonna update the GPT now. I do exactly the same thing again. I take my whole instructions. I go to a new chat. Here's a draft. And here we go. I put my draft, it's pulled up Google Drive and Notion. It decided to use those connectors because they're available. Even if you don't enable them exactly on this chat, they're available in the background and it can decide to use them. So be careful with that as well. But that's really good. Perfect. I'm getting my custom instructions now. Nice. It knows all our services, how we do it. Nice. I copy this. I go back to my GPT. Perfect. Again, for now, I could give this some custom actions like the Zapier one, so you can pull information from our Notion, from our Drive. But I'm going to leave it on web search and maybe Canvas and nothing else at the moment. And I'm going to use GPT-5 thinking. Amazing. My research pilot is also created. Now I have Precision Pen, Data Insight Analyst, Project Navigator, Research Pilot. Let's build our last one. All right, we go back to Explore. We go to our beginner mode. We put customer communication. This GPT knows exactly how I respond to customers, my tone, my style, my principles. And we'll let the GPT start. This was a little bit faster. I'm going to call this Custom Reply Pro. There we go. I could imagine some really good custom actions as well. If you had a customer support platform, like an Intercom, like a Zendesk, you could use their API and you could give it on the custom actions so that every morning you could say, pull up the last 10 tickets or pull up all the tickets since yesterday. Let's answer them, right? You could do that type of stuff. You could even pull up my Gmails from yesterday. Right? And then write drafts and send. With custom actions, you can do that. You could even do that with Zapier. Let's go to a new chat. I'm creating a custom GPT called Custom Reply Pro. This is very important because this needs to know how I respond to my customers, my tone, my style, my principles. So please do analyze my Gmail on how I respond, how I email people, and optimize this draft that I started and make it very detailed, make it an incredible custom instruction for a great custom GPT. I send this. This is going to check my Gmail. All right, great custom instructions ready here. I'll copy those. I'll go back to my GPT. I'll replace that with my new custom instructions. I'll make sure to clean it a little bit. And obviously here, custom actions will be very important. So we know that we can only use GPT-5 for that. We might need some web search, some Canvas, no image generation. I would add the Zapier actions as well to make sure that I can pull in tickets, emails, and this type of stuff. Because right now, as I mentioned, GPTs can't connect to your connectors yet, but you do have some hacks as well that you could do, and I'll show you how to do that. Here we go. This is ready. Let's create that. Let's update it. This is our 5th GPT. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We built 5 GPTs. This is really cool. Awesome. So here's the hack that I was mentioning. So you could come in here, you could put company knowledge, let's say. I'm going to remove some stuff to be a bit quick, and I'm going to say, find a couple email that I need to answer. So I said something very simple. I said, find a couple email that I need to answer in a normal chat with not a custom GPT. And you're like, oh, okay, but we're building custom GPTs. Here's the hack. Here's the hack. And this hack is a really cool tip and trick across any GPT, across any chat, across anything you're doing. You could go at, and I could say custom reply pro. And now I can say, help me draft answers. As you can see, now I've called in my custom reply pro. Boom. I've got great replies in exactly my tone. And if I had the action to Zapier or to my Gmail directly, I could say, great, send these drafts. This is really cool. Let's say now I wanted to research about these people or something like that. I could call in my research pilot. And I could say, do a research on these names and their companies. So every GPT that you're calling into this chat has the context that is above. And you can see I can call in different GPTs to help me do a great job in one chat thread. Awesome. So we now have these 5 GPTs: Precision Pen, Data Insight Analyst, Project Navigator, Research Pilot, Custom Reply Pro. Wow. Now, let's be honest. Are these perfect? No. Here's what you need to know. They don't have a real-time memory between sessions unless you enable memory features and make sure that you put things inside memories. They can't execute actions without API setup, but I showed you the workaround to bring them into the same chat thread. Image generation was buggy during my demo. That happens sometimes. They're only as good as the instructions and context you give them. But here's why they're still incredible. Traditional approach: hire 5 specialists at $50K to $150K each, equaling $400K to $600K in salary costs per year, plus management overhead. GPT approach is $20 a month on ChatGPT Pro subscription is $200. And you're gonna tell me, Tim, this can't save like that, blah, 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 it needs my time. Yes, it does, but very soon we're gonna have Agent Kit, and also you do have ChatGPT schedules, ChatGPT tasks, that is gonna get in a way that it can trigger custom actions, and it will be able to trigger Agent Kit workflows in no time. This is coming, so get ready for it, because I will be ready and my clients will be ready, my partners will be ready, but you might not be ready if you don't do these things already and make mistakes now and have the pain now, because very soon, as I mentioned, most of these things will connect together in a way that we've never been able to imagine. As you can see in ChatGPT at last video, you can check it out, the browser, and imagine Agent Kit. Here's my question for you. Which GPT are you building first? Comment below. And here's a challenge. Can you think of a 6th essential GPT every business needs? If you want to see more AI transformations like this, real business use cases, no fluff, just practical implementation, subscribe to this channel. I release new AI operator strategies every week. Next video, I'm showing you the top 10 AI tools with live demos for real business use cases. You don't want to miss it. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.